All right, so I had a casual conversation with a young couple, working, ambitious, wanting to buy real estate, right? So I asked them, so why don't you buy in 2026? And they said, well, it doesn't feel safe. And it made me wonder because I had this conversation a few weeks ago. And I asked them back then, I'm like, okay, so what's the holdup? Like number one, like what are you waiting for? Are you waiting for the price? Are you waiting for better terms from the bank? Is it the uncertainty from the employment and just the entire atmosphere? What's the holdup, right? So they brought the case of iPro Realty. Maybe some of you guys remember, like $10 million gone and all that stuff. Maybe even more. Like at this point, I don't even know. So, well, at that time, I said, well, look, maybe it's one off, right? Like it's one off case, just happened. Who knows, right? And then we find out that we're dealing again with Save Max brokerage that, stole, money disappeared. It's around $2.7 million. So it kind of goes to show you that we're kind of in this um, undecisive period whether do we have regulations or not, right? Like that's one thing. And then we're dealing with realtors, we're dealing with trust accounts, and obviously they had the question, do we have to go through the brokerage? And the answer is a yes and no, right? Like you can hold your money through your lawyer and all of that stuff, and then that kind of didn't work back in the day. Historically, it showed that it didn't work because a lawyer represents its client. So if the money is held by trust by a lawyer, then if the client instructs the lawyer not to release the trust money, there could be some issues there. So I don't know how they're going to handle it. But in a nutshell, getting back to that real estate whole story, is they're like, okay, so I'm like, what are you waiting for? Price, conditions, job? And they're like, look, like we just don't know. Like I think at this point they're looking at all three items, to be honest with you, because they feel, and they're right, that prices will feather down even more. Like there's no secret about it. And I brought up another point. I'm like, look, in 2025, 533 condos sold in the first 3 months. I don't think we can even beat the record in 2026. And 533 units in Toronto GTA is peanuts to turn the economy. Do you understand? To make it flow, to make it work, to make that trust come back, right? So they're waiting for that because they also believe that there's no end in sight and the prices will continue to be pressured to go down, right? Then in terms of the actual, I would say, bank and or banks, what they feel, it's like that uncertainty, right? Maybe they can get a good term, maybe they can get good rate, but they just don't feel in their heart, that's what they said, they don't feel that they want to be locked in with such uncertainty. Because she brought up a good point, and she told me from the, like she said, like, look, um, what will happen if we even sign, at 3%, 325, 379, whatever it is? What happens in 3 years or 5 years? We lock it down, and then because they feel for some reason that the interest rate or interest rates might be higher in the future, which will directly impact them. And I said, well, I don't know. Like, your feeling could be actually right because um, I don't think that these, I would say, rates can be held at this point because of other segments like inflation and everything else, right? So that could be definitely a huge possibility. And then you pay, and after a certain period of time, which many went through, that bought at the peak, they didn't move a needle. They did not pay off their mortgage. They're paying interest only and all of that stuff. And they also feel that the unemployment is been heavily squeezed in Canada, and the opportunity, future opportunity, is almost gone. Maybe not 100% gone, but it's almost gone. So they're kind of fearful how they will bounce all of that. So I said, fine. So what happens? Let's say we bounce through everything. Okay, we go through all the loopholes. Like, you feel secure, your deposit is secure, you feel fine, you have the down payment, you have this, you have that, you have everything, right? Like, we found the perfect solution. What else is holding you back? And they both kind of said at the same time, they're like, look, if even if you wanted to have a family, for some odd reason, the budget and everything else, the properties, what we can fit in with our budget, and have been squeezing themselves for years and years to squeeze that. It's not enough. We cannot expand on a family. We don't even like the product in the $500,000 to $600,000 range. If and even if they decide to go into an older building, they're afraid that they will get kind of in the whole older building situation, and maintenance fees and everything else, special assessments maybe and whatnot. And believe me, they have been following my channel for years, and now in 2026, they even said, like, look, everything is kind of coming together. Like, we remember what you were saying, and we're kind of noticing it now, right? So I was proud of that, to be honest with you, and I want to thank them for that. But it's just like, I think this is that bottleneck situation where the money doesn't go as far, and obviously people in business know scared money doesn't make money, but the actual atmosphere, it's not made for the return and investment to be safe. So please comment below what you think, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.